Assalamualaikum. Our group will be discussing about similarities and differences between ISO 14001, ISO 9001, and ISO 45001. What is ISO? ISO is an abbreviation of the International Standards Organization. ISO is an internationally recognized way of doing something. It means that everyone follows the same set of guidelines no matter where they are based, resulting in a safer, more consistent end result. This benefits both the organization and the customer or end user. For companies, they are secure in the knowledge that this standard is followed and recognized worldwide. For customers, they know they are getting a product or service which is safe, good quality, and trustworthy. There are three ISO that will be discussed in this video. The first one is ISO 14001, which is the internationally recognized standard for environmental management systems. This is the only standard in the ISO 14000 family that can be used for certification. It provides a framework for organizations to design, implement, and continuously improve their environmental performance. By adhering to the standard, organizations can ensure that they are taking proactive measures to reduce their environmental footprint, comply with relevant legal requirements, and achieve their environmental goals. The framework covers a wide range of topics, from resource usage and waste management to monitoring environmental performance and involving stakeholders in environmental commitments. The next standard is ISO 9001. ISO 9001 is an international standard that sets out the criteria for a quality management system. It assists organizations of all sizes and sectors in improving their performance, meeting customer expectations, and demonstrating their quality commitment. Its requirements specify how to establish, implement, maintain, and constantly improve a quality management system. Implementing ISO 9001 means your company has put in place effective processes and trained employees to deliver flawless products or services on a consistent basis. The last ISO that will be discussed in this video is ISO 45001, which is an international standard for occupational health and safety management systems. This standard provides organizations with a framework for managing risks and improving occupational health and safety performance. This standard also specifies criteria for an occupational health and safety policy, objectives, planning, implementation, operation, auditing, and review. Some important components are leadership commitment, worker participation, hazard identification and risk assessment, legal and regulatory compliance, emergency planning, incident investigation, and continuous improvement. This ISO employs the Plan Do Check Act methodology to manage health and safety risks in a systematic manner. It is applicable to all sizes of organizations and can be integrated with other ISO management system standards. Differences between these three ISOs are ISO 14001 focuses on environmental management systems, helping organizations to manage their environmental impact. Meanwhile, ISO 9001 is about quality management systems, ensuring consistent quality in products or services. And lastly, ISO 45001 is centered on occupational health and safety management systems, prioritizing workplace safety and health. While each addresses different aspects, they all aim to improve organizational performance, albeit in distinct areas: environmental, quality, and occupational health and safety.
To continue my friend's points, we're going to explore key aspects of three prominent ISO standards: ISO 14001, ISO 9001, and ISO 45001, focusing on how they address environmental considerations. In ISO 14001, clause like 6.1.2 and 6.2.2 of ISO 14001 is dedicated to environmental aspects. It delves into environmental management, covering identification, evaluation of significance, and establishing necessary control of mitigation measures. ISO ISO 14001, the organization shall determine what will be done, what resources will be required, who will be responsible, who will, when it will be complete, how the result will be evaluated. ISO 11401 stands out as the most explicit and comprehensive standards regarding environmental aspects. In ISO 9001, it doesn't have a specific clause for environmental aspects. However, elements like Clause 7.1.6, organizational knowledge, indirectly touch on environmental concerns. This clause could encompass environmental knowledge and practices as part of overall organizational competence. Moreover, um, organizations need a consistent WASH policies such as applicable requirement, risks, and opportunities. Furthermore, in ISO 45001, ISO 45001 primarily deals with occupational health and safety. It doesn't explicitly address environmental aspects, despite not being a primary focus. ISO 45001 indirectly considers environmental concern through its risk management approach, especially regarding potential environmental hazards in the workplace. In conclusion, ISO 14001 emerges as the most explicit and detailed standard in addressing environmental aspects. ISO 9001 and ISO 45001, while not primarily focused on the environment, touch on these concerns indirectly as part of broader organizational considerations. Organizations aiming for a comprehensive environmental management system may find ISO 14001 standards to be the most fitting choice.
Now, we are going to explain about the differences in quality aspects among ISO 14001 Environmental Management, ISO 9001 Quality Management, and ISO 45001 Occupational Health and Safety. While each standard has its own primary focus, there are similarities and differences that impact quality aspects. For the ISO 14001, instead of focusing on quality, ISO 14001 focuses primarily on environmental management. However, it indirectly touches on quality through performance and compliance with environmental regulation. As an example, on ISO 14001, some aspects indirectly affect the quality of the organization. In Clause 4, Context of Organization, understanding the context can indirectly contribute to the overall quality of the organization. In Clause 5, which is leadership, leadership commitment is a commonality that contributes to both environmental and overall organization quality. In Clause 6, which is planning, aligning environmental risk management with overall risk management contributes to organization quality. In ISO 9001, quality aspects are the core focus of ISO 9001. It's spread across various clauses. For example, on Clause 4, Context of the Organization, it focuses directly on understanding the context for overall quality management. In Leadership, Clause 5, it directly addresses leadership commitment to quality. In Planning, Clause 6, it addresses risk management in context of overall quality. In Support, Clause 7, Resources management, communication and documentation principle apply directly to quality. In Operation, Clause 8, it directly focuses on overall operational planning and control for quality processes. In Performance Evaluation, Clause 9, it directly focuses on monitoring and evaluation of quality processes. In Clause 10, Improvement, non-conformity, corrective action, and continual improvement principles directly apply to quality. Lastly, in ISO 45001, in quality aspect, it focuses primarily on occupational health and safety. Quality-related consideration may be incorporated into processes to ensure compliance with safety standards, but not as comprehensively as ISO 9001. As an example, in Clause 4, Context of Organization, it overlaps in understanding the organizational context, indirectly contributing quality. In Clause 5, which is leadership, it emphasizes leadership and commitment to the occupational health and safety management system. In Clause 6, which is planning, leadership commitment is a commonality that contributes to both health and safety and overall organizational quality. In clause 7, which is support, commonalities exist in resource management and documented information, but the focus is on health and safety. In clause 8, which is operation, it overlaps with overall operational planning and control, but with a specific health and safety focus. In clause 9, which is performance evaluation, monitoring and measurement principle align, but the focus is on health and safety performance. In clause 10, which is improvement, similarities exist in corrective action and continual improvement principle, but the context is health and safety non-conformity.
Hello, my name is Mohamad Nabil Hakim bin NAZHAR. So, I will explain about an aspect health and safety between ISO 14001, ISO 9001, and ISO 45001. First of all, this is ISO 14001. It actually focuses on environmental management rather than health and safety. So, this indirectly addresses the certain environmental safety issues. So, the primary focus is not on workplace health and safety. So, it actually generally focused on environmental management, but it also includes factors linked to health and safety within an organization. So, I will explain from clause 4 until clause 10 that include health and safety aspect. The first clause is context of the organization. It to understanding the needs and expectation of interested parties, which is these needs and expectation become its compliance obligation with relevant health and safety regulation and law. The clause 5, leadership, refer to top management shall establish, implement and maintain an environmental policy. If within the defined scope of its environmental management system includes a commitment to fully compliant obligation by safety and health regulation. The clause 6 refers to action to address risk and opportunity by determining the risk and opportunity with recognize the possible hazard to employees or the community and adopting preventive steps related to health and safety workers. The clause 7, which is support, refer to awareness of the environmental policy should not be taken to mean that the commitment need to memorize. Of that reason, doing work under the organization control by employee to raise understood or health and safety standards, procedure and process. Clause 8 refer to emergency preparedness and respond planning action to prevent adverse environmental impacts from emergency situation. Performance evaluation, which is clause 9, refer to monitoring, measurement, analysis and evaluation. The management review should be high level by putting place procedure for ongoing health and safety practice. The last clause 10, which is improvement by non-conformity and corrective action, evaluate the need for action to eliminate the causes to improve health and safety precaution. The second ISO 9001, which is mentioned, does not immediately address issue of health and safety. Basically, the major focus is on quality management system, which ensure the quality of products and service, customer satisfaction, and continuous development. If if not, if primary priority is not health and safety, but there's still elaboration about this aspect on this ISO. So first clause, which is contact of the organization. Clause 4, the organization shall establish the process required for the health and safety management, address the risk and opportunity as determined in accordance with the requirement. The clause 5, leadership, which is top management, must demonstrate leadership and commitment by promoting the use of process approach and risk-based thinking of health and safety requirement. The clause 6, which is planning, means the company must evaluate the concerns and health and safety regulation that identify the risk and opportunity that must be handled. The clause 7, support. which is these individuals are competent based on relevant education or training of understanding health and safety regulation is essential. The Class A operation means the organization must carry out manufacturing and service providing, creating and managing a safe working environment that reduces health and safety hazards. The Class 9, which is performance evaluation, the organization need to design the procedure for monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation by adopting strategies for continuous improvement in health and safety practice. So the last class 10, which is improvement for this ISO 9001, which is the organization must identify and prioritize opportunity for improvement in health and safety procedure, as well as develop measures for continuous improvement in order to safety standards to make sure the future feels below beyond the expectation. So the last ISO for 45001 for this aspect health and safety. Basically, this ISO dedicated to occupational safety and health management system, which is tracing issues such as hazard identification, risk assessment, emergency planning, and maintaining a safe workplace for workers and those affected by the organization of operation. So, they still follow by clause. So the first clause, clause 4, which the organization will identify possible workplace risks in order to discover external and internal concerns that are important to its mission and that influence its capacity to accomplish the intended result of its health and safety management system, which is called context of the organization part. The second part, leadership worker participation, include in clause 5, means top management is responsible for creating, implementing, and upholding an occupational health and safety policy that is suitable for the organization's size, purpose, and context and includes a commitment to ensure safe and healthy working conditions for the prevention of work-related injury and illness. For classic, which is planning, the company will need to need to practice and maintain a proactive, ongoing process for identifying hazards and process will take into account events outside of the company's control that may result in harm to employees or other health and safety personnel. The class 7, which is support, employees must be informed of their right to leave jobs that they believe pose a substantial and immediate risk to their health or safety, as well as the procedure in place to shield them from unjustified repercussion if they exercise this right. The clause 8, which is called operation part, the firm will make certain that contractors and their employees comply with the standards of its occupational health and safety management system. Workplace health and safety standards must be established and implemented by the organization. Procurement processes mean choosing contractors. The clause 9 refers to performance evaluation, means the organization must plan, establish through the application of health and safety policies and procedure to maintain an audit program. So it will taking into account the significance of the involvement process and the outcomes of previous audit as well as the frequency, methods, responsibility, concentration, planning requirement and reporting. So the last part, clause 10, which is improvement, the organization must set up procedure for ongoing improvement in health and safety performance, implement and maintain procedure for reporting and investigating incidents and non-conformities, and involve workers in determine whether similar incidents have happened in the past.
Assalamualaikum, my name is ZAKIAH binti ZAMRI. Now we will discuss on sustainability aspect for all the three ISO standards. For ISO 40001, it is more focused on environmental management and indirectly helps sustainability by stressing resource management, solution avoidance, and lowering organizations' environmental effect. In ISO 19000 standard does not directly address sustainability, Its major focus on quality management. However, firm may indirectly support sustainability by cutting waste, increasing efficiency, and streamlining procedures by putting a strong emphasis on continuous improvements, attending to customer demand, and abiding by legal and regulatory requirements. Continuous improvement clauses in Clause 10 indirectly help to sustainability by encouraging continuous improvements in processes and systems. For ISO 45001, especially focused on occupational health and safety rather than sustainability, this standard creating a safe and healthy work environment also indirectly helps sustainability by ensuring employee well-being, productivity, and decreasing the negative impact on occupational event on organization sustainability effort. By promoting a more secure and safe work environment, we can find it in Clause 6 through 10, which deals with planning, support, operations, performance assessments, and improvements. This is indirectly assess sustainability initiative.